Energy bills, a big worry for a lot of us with the winter on its way. Question is, how can we keep costs down?
Well, I know somebody who's got lots of suggestions. Consumer and retail expert Kate Hardcastle is in the studio with us this morning. I see you have your scarf on. It's very wise in this air-conditioned studio. But you've got lots of tips about keeping your body warm as opposed to the room you're in.
Yeah, I think we do that, but actually we're quite guilty of just flicking the switch for the heating, aren't we? And we shouldn't be, let's just preface this, we shouldn't be having this conversation. We should be having means that allow us to use our fuel as we wish. But the reality is that from October the 1st, we know that we've seen that rise in energy rates. And I think anything you can do at home puts you into a better mode of practice. So these are three things that I've found really useful over the last year. First is my heated poncho. Now, I know this is not the look, Isabel, for a glamorous lady like you, but I want you to go with me on this journey. This is something where you're heating yourself with an electric blanket that kind of clips around you. Honestly, you are really warm, toasty in a matter of minutes. It costs just pence to run for the hour. And you can, if you maybe working from home or maybe having a read. So it's an electric blanket and it literally press studs down the arms, creates like a poncho style. And you can buy them from about £40 upwards, places like All Day.
I should point out that was an electric blanket we were showing a picture of, not one of the ponchos. But you say, you know, stay with you on this. You might be surprised to learn that because I'm quite cold-blooded, my husband actually bought me a gilet, which has what looks like a phone charger, battery pack type things in the pockets, and it keeps you warm, because when I was out and about as a reporter on the road, I was always freezing doing lives. And he now wears it to work because his air-conditioned office is so freezing. So, and they are really effective, really effective. And as you say, low cost, and you don't actually have to keep them plugged in all the time. You can use it charged up with battery. So I like that tip.
Okay, so that's the first one.
And double use as well, because you wear it through the day, then you pop it on the bed, warm the bed up, a couple of pence on the bed, you're not heating the room throughout the evening, keeps you nice and toasty. As I said, about £40 you can buy those from. Next is my heated airer. Now, this can cause quite a controversy because it's a tumble dryer versus the heated airer, and the idea is... Here we go. Yeah, so this is you putting basically you're putting the clothes on it, letting them dry. It plugs in. You can also get little tents that go over them, which make them a little bit more effective in terms of the heat and keeping it fanned round the clothes. The thing is with these, they do cost a lot less to run, but they take time. So even with the time, maybe 6 to 8 hours for a traditional load, it is cheaper than a tumble dryer. And we know that the tumble dryer is one of the most energy hungry devices in the home. That said, it's got to be a place that you can give space for an airer. You've got to be able to have the time to monitor it, keep on top of it, and put it on when you're in the house as well. So there's cost efficiency to be had in terms of running it, but if you do want that quick fix of just getting a few items tumble dried, it's not that great.
You could also buy one of those plug adapters that has a timer on, so if you're going out, you can make sure it automatically switches off. And I think the other benefit to that is it won't make your house as damp. If you were just doing a normal clothes horse when your clothes were drying slowly, perhaps it means there's less moisture in the air if it's got a little bit of a... And that might mean less rot and damp in your house, which is really important when you're trying to keep the house warm. Completely.
And the long term on this, as well as the sustainability elements, is actually it looks after your clothes in a lot better way. Tumble dryer is not great friction-wise for clothing. And actually over the long term, because I've had these items at least 12, 18 months, I'm noticing that the clothes are wearing a lot better because they're just on this heated air dryer rather than the tumble dryer just rotating and getting the impact. Third item I wanted to bring to you, although it needs really no announcement because it's gone crazy in terms of sales, is the air fryer. Do you have an air fryer?
No.
Explain to me how this works. I hear people raving about this.
So do I,
It's a no-brainer. Now, for an air fryer, I've seen them as low as £30 to £40 and actually some on eBay for resale, which can be checked out as well, so you get the reassurance with it. But it's food from your protein, so great for fish. I do fish and broccoli in there, absolutely perfect. It actually tastes better, genuinely. But massive cost difference between this and switching on your conventional oven. It really does make a difference. Nearly a full meal in there. You can put your spuds in there too, or rice. It makes huge impact. It's an air fryer, so it's basically giving a fry without the perhaps unhealthy benefits associated with unhealthy elements of it, Ram. So it's just
a programme with
how does it work? How does it work?
You shove the food in and you press go. That's how it works. And it's a matter of pence, it's a really big difference. So this is one of the biggest savings. Really think it's worth investing in it. Try and leave the oven alone.